They told me I should have slowed down long ago. Yet here I am, 92, still behind the wheel of my own car, and I haven't been sick in over 30 years. Not even a cold has caught me during all that time. This isn't about luck. And no, there's no miracle involved either. What really changed the course of my health were 5 habits I started over time. And the first one is so simple that you might think it doesn't make any difference. But it does. And how? Want to know what I do differently? I begin my day before I even get out of bed. It's not a workout. It's not stretching. It's more like a gentle message I send to my body. A way to say, we're alive. Let's get moving. I've been doing this since I turned 62, after hearing from a doctor that the first 30 minutes after waking up are the riskiest for aging bodies. Your blood is thicker, your reactions are still slow, and your joints need time to remember how to work. Most people overlook this. They jump out of bed, grab their phones, and plunge straight into the rush of the day. I do the opposite. And if any part of this is resonating with you, take this moment. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who deserves to age with more health and independence. It may seem small, but every click helps this message reach those who need it most. Lying on my back, I take 3 deep breaths. I move my fingers and toes. Then, I slowly rotate my ankles and wrists. It takes no more than 90 seconds. But in that brief window, I signal my entire body. Wake up, you're needed. Since I began this tiny ritual, I've never tripped getting out of bed, something that used to happen often. Research has shown that older adults who move gently right after waking up feel more balanced, energized, and mentally alert. And the secret isn't doing it hard. It's doing it every day. Because aging doesn't come all at once. It sneaks in quietly, through little things we learn to care for. It's in those quiet morning minutes that we get a fresh start. Right after my movement ritual, I turn to the second habit, one I've kept for over 30 years without missing a single day. It's not a supplement. It's not medication. And it's definitely not some overpriced powder I found online. It's just a warm glass of water with lemon, turmeric, and a dash of black pepper. Simple. Very. But few things are as powerful. This drink is the first thing that enters my body each day, before breakfast, before any food at all. And it's how I send the message. My immune system, my digestion, and my energy. Time to wake up. Lemon, rich in natural vitamin C, helps activate white blood cells, the body's defenders against viruses and bacteria. According to the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University, this vitamin doesn't just help prevent illness, it also shortens recovery time, especially in older adults. Lemon also helps the liver produce bile, essential for digestion and for clearing toxins from the body. Then there's turmeric, the vibrant yellow root with extraordinary power. Its key component, curcumin, has been examined in hundreds of scientific studies for its anti-inflammatory effects. One such study, published in Frontiers in Pharmacology, found that curcumin improved immune response in seniors and reduced oxidative stress, one of aging's most harmful triggers. But the real key is black pepper. It contains piperine, a compound that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, turmeric barely reaches the bloodstream. The recipe is simple. Heat 1 cup of water, not boiling, squeeze in half a lemon, add a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. Stir well and drink slowly. I started this habit because I felt sluggish, had joint pain, and struggled with recurring sinus infections. Just 2 weeks in, I noticed a difference. A few months later, it became clear. I wasn't getting sick anymore. This golden glass isn't just a drink. It's a message to my body. We're awake, alert, and ready. Because healthy aging begins with the first thing you put inside you each day. You don't need pricey formulas or elaborate routines. What truly matters are the small, steady actions that gently say, I'm taking care of myself. That's why, right after my golden drink and before the toast pops or the eggs hit the skillet, I go for a walk. But it's not just any stroll. It's a commitment. A quiet ritual that declares, today again, I choose well-being. I don't walk to exercise. I walk to restore. Rain or shine, I step out every day for 15 minutes. No phone, no distractions. Just footsteps and breath. Most people don't realize how powerful walking really is. They treat it like a fallback, something to do when you can't run. But at 92, I'll tell you this. Walking is the foundation. When I was younger, I used to jog. I thought sweating meant staying youthful. Then I came across a study that shifted my whole outlook. Simply walking, gently and regularly, can reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, enhance memory, and even cut the risk of early death by 39%. That's when I stopped chasing sweat and started following rhythm. Walking isn't just moving forward. It resets everything. Joints, lymph flow, breathing, and even thoughts. And the best part? I do it every single day. The distance doesn't matter. Sometimes I just go around the block. But I never skip it. Not out of willpower, but because I know exactly what happens when I miss it. My body stiffens, my thoughts get foggy, digestion slows down. But when I walk, things shift. My shoulders realign, my knees loosen, and my mood lifts. In just a few minutes, my whole body feels refreshed and reset. Science agrees. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that 20 minutes of daily walking lowered C-reactive protein levels, a key inflammation marker. Another from Stanford showed that walking boosts creativity and mental clarity more than sitting ever could. What finally convinced me? About 25 years ago, I skipped my daily walk. The day slipped by, and suddenly, I felt different. Not tired, just old. My joints felt heavy, my lungs tight, and I realized this simple habit was actually my medicine. Now, I treat walking like a daily prescription. I wear supportive shoes, start slow, breathe deeply, and let my body remember exactly what it's capable of. There's something you probably wouldn't expect. While I'm walking, I smile. Not because I'm already happy, but because smiling actually makes me feel that way. It might sound overly simple, but this subtle action activates the vagus nerve, a powerful part of the nervous system that helps regulate inflammation, heart rate, and digestion. A study published in Psychosomatic Medicine found that smiling while in motion enhances the calming effects of physical activity. That's why I smile, breathe, and walk. 15 minutes a day that have gifted me decades of vitality. You don't need fancy clothes, ideal weather, or even energy. The walk itself gives you all of that. Your body was made to move. And each step is a statement. I'm still here. So if you've been feeling stuck, drained, or scattered, don't wait for motivation. Just put on your shoes, open the door, and tell your body, we begin again. Because motion is life. And to keep this body moving, there's one thing I never skip. It's not a vitamin. It's not some magical mineral. It's something more fundamental. Protein. When I turned 60, I thought I was eating well. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, even a multivitamin now and then. But still, I started losing strength. By mid-morning, I'd run out of energy. I was forgetting names, where I put things, even if I'd already eaten lunch. I blamed aging. But my doctor was clear. You need more protein. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing this nutrient. Which means the older we are, the more protein we need to maintain muscle, memory, immunity, and healing. That's when I completely changed my breakfast. Now I call it my brain and body meal. 1 boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and a few blueberries. Over 25 grams of high-quality protein, plus healthy fats, anti-inflammatories, and antioxidants. It's not just food. It's fuel. And science backs it up. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consume 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal have more muscle mass, fewer hospital stays, and longer lives. Tufts University also found that more protein means stronger immunity. It's not about power. It's about resilience. That's why I focus on complete proteins like eggs and Greek yogurt. And though walnuts aren't complete, they bring something priceless: omega-3s and anti-inflammatory benefits. The blueberries? They're the antioxidant bond that brings it all together. My breakfast doesn't just keep me full, it keeps me grounded, balanced, whole. And there was a benefit I didn't expect. My blood sugar stabilized. I used to crash around 11 a.m. Now, I glide through the morning like I'm 40 again. Meetings, errands, long drives. Nothing throws me off. I stay focused, steady, because I start my day with what truly matters. And no, it doesn't have to be the same every morning. Sometimes I switch things up. Cottage cheese with flax seeds, a slice of grilled chicken on sprouted bread, or even a lentil scramble when I'm in the mood. But one rule never changes: breakfast must include protein. Always. That's the moment when your body decides how it's going to perform for the rest of the day. You wouldn't expect a car to run on empty, would you? So why do we treat our bodies that way? A protein-rich breakfast isn't a luxury. It's a lifeline. One you can begin tomorrow, no matter your age or your past. Because your body isn't asking how old you are. It's asking what you're giving it today. And here's something no doctor ever told me: your mind gets sick before your body does. If you want to age with lightness, that's where the journey begins. Every single morning, before I speak to anyone or check the weather, I do what I call mental tuning. It's not meditation, not therapy. It's this: I sit in stillness for 3 minutes and picture the kind of day I want to live. I don't focus on traffic, bills, or chores. I think about how I want to feel: calm, strong, clear, useful. Then I picture myself moving through the day in that state, confident while driving, present in conversations, at peace no matter what comes. It may seem minor, but it's the most powerful habit I have. Because the brain doesn't distinguish between what's imagined with detail and what actually happens. That's not a slogan. It's neuroscience. Studies using brain scans, conducted by Dr. Joe Dispenza and Harvard researchers, show that visualization activates the same brain regions as real-life action. Over time, this rewires the nervous system. And why does that matter? Because the real enemy of immunity isn't germs. It's chronic stress. It steals strength, clarity, and well-being, quietly. But 3 minutes of mental tuning changes everything. Want to know how? Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I had a friend, same age, similar medical history. But there was a key difference. He was always tense. News, politics, bills, everything stirred him up. He was constantly reacting, as if life were one long emergency. Then one day, out of nowhere, he collapsed. Heart trouble. He survived, but he was never quite the same. "How do you stay so calm?" he asked me. "Don't you ever worry?" I told him. Worry is like leaving the door open for a thief. Every morning, I close that door. Because everything begins with intention, and ends with resilience. And the most amazing part? When you teach your mind to be still, your body listens. Blood pressure drops, immune cells activate, memory clears, digestion improves. A 2016 study by the University of Wisconsin-Madison showed that just 5 minutes a day of guided mental rehearsal reduced anxiety, sharpened focus, and boosted immunity in adults over 65. And those benefits lasted for weeks. Yes, I walk, drink my golden tonic, and prioritize protein. But none of it would matter without mental presence. Because thoughts shape hormones. And hormones shape health. You don't have to be a monk or chant anything mystical. Just sit, close your eyes, And imagine. Picture strength. Picture joy. Picture yourself at 92, driving through traffic with a smile, living without fear of getting sick. Over time, that vision stops being fantasy and becomes your reality. So now you know. It wasn't luck, or perfect genes, or a secret formula. It was 5 small habits, repeated consistently. 5 tiny decisions that reshaped my body, and maybe even saved my life. The truth. You don't need to wait until you're 92 to start. You just have to begin. The morning movement. The golden glass. The healing walk. The breakfast that fuels. The mind that leads the body. They may look small, but they're monumental. Because health doesn't disappear all at once. It slips away in the things we neglect. And it returns through those same quiet choices, made with care. And if you're still wondering whether it's too late, let me remind you, you're still here. You still can. And in fact, you already have. And before we wrap up, if this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who deserves a gentler path to aging. This circle of wellness starts with you. Oh, and there's more. One last habit I haven't shared yet. Something I do every night, when the world goes quiet. It helps my body repair itself as I sleep. And science is beginning to suggest it may be the missing piece in reversing aging. But that's a topic for next time.